Hi everybody and welcome back to my videos, whether you're watching on YouTube or on Rumble, whichever one you happen to be watching this on. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the recent events, the recent shooting of the National Guards in DC. So this is going to be recorded on early Sunday morning, hopefully posted on Monday sometime on both Rumble and YouTube. So, I've been seeing a lot of incredibly stupid comments about this on social media. Like, it just really stupid comments. First of all, they're trying to pin this on Trump for putting the National Guards in harm's way, while simultaneously saying that there was no need for the National Guards to be there in the first place. If there was truly no need for the National Guards to be there in the first place, then the National Guard wouldn't have been shot. Also, when they joined the National Guard, they signed up to be in harm's way. They volunteered to be in harm's way in order to protect us. It's part of their job. Okay? Okay, so I'm going to go over a lot of these dumb Twitter posts, mostly. Yeah, I think it's all going to be on Twitter. That's where I've been seeing a lot of them at. And I cannot believe how dumb this is. But before I get to the dumb ones, there's also some positive ones as well that I'm going to post. So, this one is going to be a post of the one who died. As of right now, the time I am recording it, I do not know the name of the other one, the other National Guard who was shot, or their current condition. But one of them died. And I think one of the reasons they're making such a big deal about this is because the one who died was a woman. I mean, it could be just a conspiracy theory of mine, but I think that's one of the reasons they're trying to say that they're trying to use the fact that she was a woman, I would assume, to as further proof. Oh, she's a victim. Oh, this is all Trump's fault. They're not outright saying it. But I don't see anybody saying anything about the other guy who was shot, who was a guy, and I don't remember what his name is. But the one who didn't make it, her name is Sarah Bestrom, and I'm gonna post a screenshot of a report about her death from the National Guard Twitter, or WV National Guard Twitter. I don't know if it's the official Twitter post or what. I don't think it is because I don't see a blue checkmark by it. But nonetheless, this is just announcing her death. It's the only one I've seen announcing her death that didn't have something political about it, blaming Trump for it. Okay, so let's move over a few. Then there's another post where somebody was okay. Let's read this, and it's gonna be dumb. This is gonna be a post about well, I'll just get into it. Okay. It says she was only 20, sworn into the National Guard less than a day before she was shot. Her family sent their daughter to serve, and now they are facing the unthinkable. When the Guard is federally activated in D.C., they cannot act as police. This is what this post is claiming, by the way. And yes, you will see it on screen. Sarah was doing low-level patrols and cleanup work because there was no real crisis. She was put in harm's way for politics, not safety. Rest in peace, Sarah. You deserve far better. Now, I'm going to stop right there. Now, some of this information that says she was sworn to the National Guard less than a day before she was shot? I'm gonna have to fact check that. In fact, I probably should have had Reddit fact check that claim already. Because that part, I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not. And we know how these people lie. They believe everything that they hear, regardless of how true it is. Even if it turns out it's not true, it's whatever fits the narrative. Okay? Now, the second part is kind of seems like a contradiction. It says there was no real crisis, and yet she was put in harm's way. If there was no crisis, how is she in harm's way? And again, she joined the National Guard. This is what she signed up for. This is what she signed up for. She knew the risk. When someone joins the National Guard, they're volunteering to be put in harm's way. Okay? If a police officer gets killed in the line of duty, is somebody going to blame the chief of police for putting them in harm's way? I never seen that happen before. This is really dumb. And also, we don't know her political views. She could have been a Trump supporter for all we know, but nonetheless, I'm kind of curious about what her family thinks about her death being politicized by the left and weaponized against Trump. This is kind of weird. Alright, so now this right here is going to be an image of the shooter, and as you can see, the shooter was brought here under Biden's Operation Allies Welcome. Yeah, that's interesting. And he also came at, I think I saw something else with another date, with a date that said November 21st. Let's see, this is it. So yeah, White House officials have now confirmed the National Guard suspected shooter. I cannot pronounce this thing. Yeah, I'm going to have this on the screen too. Entered the U.S. in 2021 and was vetted and granted legal asylum by the Trump administration this year in 2025. I saw a similar post to this as well, which I'm going to post. But this is weird. First of all, this post is admitting that the guy came in during the Biden administration and was supposedly, and yet in 2021 and was supposedly vetted by the Trump administration in 2025. That does not make any sense. You're telling me, so basically what you're telling me is that, what you are admitting is that the Biden administration let this guy in unvetted, and that it was the Trump's, and that it was Trump's responsibility to vet this guy. This guy who came in under the Biden administration as part of Operation Allies Welcome in 2021. And yet, according to this, ironically, this guy trying to assign blame to Trump, and yet they are accidentally admitting that this is Biden's fault. Because if you do the math, that means that this guy was in the U.S. for, about 3 years unvetted before Trump won the 2024 election? And what they are also leaving out is that is that he applied that his asylum process began under the Biden administration, and it just so happened to complete during the Trump administration. Just a little inconvenient fact there. And again, here's the other post that I saw, which pretty much says the same thing. I'm going to put that up there. And it says, major breaking. MAGA is stunned into silence as news confirms National Guard shooter, and again, I cannot pronounce this guy's name, you see it on screen, entered the U.S. in 2021 and was vetted and granted legal asylum by the Trump administration in 2025. Their entire narrative just collapsed. Is this guy stupid? Just like that other post, you just admitted that this is Biden's fault. Because again, if you're telling me that it was the Trump administration's job to vet this guy, then you're also telling me that this guy was in the United States for 3 years unvetted. You're telling me that the Biden administration let this guy in unvetted. That's what you're telling me. Because apparently you're telling me that this is Trump's fault. And you're also leaving out, again, the inconvenient truth that the asylum process began under the Biden administration, and it just so happened to be completed under the Trump administration. Okay? And again, he came in under Biden's Operation Allies Welcome. And what is this business about MAGA being stunned into silence? Have you been smoking? And this right here says that a court blocks Trump's administration for ending deportation projections for Afghans for now. This was on July 15th, 2025. So apparently Trump did try to prevent this. Let's see. This is another ridiculous claim. If not for Trump's fake crime report here in D.C., those troops would still be alive. If Trump's crime report was truly fake, those troops would still be alive. Think about something, genius. You're telling me that Trump put these troops in harm's way, while also telling me that D.C. was safe, that there was no crime. You are contradicting yourself. Okay? Make up your mind. Because the fact that these National Guards were shot actually proves why they were needed in the first place. And once again, yeah, this is a little bit more a different screenshot about a U.S. court blocks Trump administration from revoking Afghans' protected status. And this is in July 14th, 2025. So a few months ago. The shooter is from Afghanistan. Or Afghan, or whatever you call that. So it seems like they're trying to blame Trump for this happening because he was put under asylum by the Trump administration. He was granted asylum by the Trump administration. And yet, these are the same people that was protesting against ICE and deportation. And now they're saying that this is somehow Trump's fault because Trump did not deport this guy. And even courts try to block, courts block and attempts to remove these kind of people. Okay? It says, Trump administration ends temporary protective status for thousands of Afghans amid deportation push. And this one here was on April 12th, 2025. And I think the point here is Trump is trying to deport these kind of people. Okay? Trump is trying to deport these kind of people. And every time he does something, a federal judge blocks him. And you have all these people protesting against ICE. This is a dumb conspiracy theory. Who's beginning to think that the CIA DC shooter was a Trump plot to invoke a police state? That is the dumbest conspiracy theory about this I have ever seen. Then here, I think this is the last one. Supposedly, a judge rules Trump's deployment of National Guard to D.C. was illegal, orders troops to leave. Now, this is being cited as proof that Trump disobeyed orders. However, my question is, how was it illegal? Okay, if there was a heavy crime, if crime rate was heavy prior to the troop deployment, who's to say that this judge wasn't biased and wasn't part of Trump's opponents? And again, the fact that these two National Guards were shot, it actually proves why they would needed to be there in the first place. Okay? This right here proves why they needed to be there. And I keep seeing all these stupid posts about them being in harm's way. Somebody to make this make sense. Okay? These are National Guards. They signed up to be in harm's way. It's part of their duty. It's part of their job. They knew what they were signing up for. Okay? This is, and I don't see anybody talking about the other victim who was shot. And the only one that they're talking about who died happens to be a woman. And the other guy, National Guard who was shot, was a man. So I'm kind of curious if they're trying to use the fact that the one who didn't make it was a woman. I wonder if they're trying to use that for emotional manipulation or something. Because that's what it seems like to me, even though they're not just outright saying it. And I did see another post about an X, which I forgot to take a screenshot of Biden's press secretary saying that basically saying that all those who were vetted under the Operation Allies Welcome, basically saying that all of them was vetted. If I find that post on Twitter, I would take a screenshot of it and post it in this video as during my editing. Okay? And if I don't find a screenshot of it, then I guess there won't be none in the video. Okay? It is just weird how dumb that people were. The things that people are saying about being in harm's way. I mean, it's their job to be in harm's way. They volunteered to be in harm's way by joining the National Guard. I mean, what? It's no wonder Trump called that reporter stupid. Because I think that reporter was asking stupid questions similar to that. And they want to make a big deal about Trump calling a reporter names. Dude, these are the same people that has called Trump and MAGA names for several years now. Okay? And calling one reporter piggy the other day, was that a week ago or 2 weeks ago? I don't remember when that happened. And this reporter stupid. Uh, More recently, that's mild compared to what Trump and MAGA has been called for the past, was it 10 years? About 10 years now? And it's hypocritical to get offended by that all of a sudden with a fake moral outcry. So it's okay to call Trump and MAGA names. Oh, but if Trump calls this name back, then he needs to be impeached. Like, what? I mean, that is the double standard and hypocrisy. That's it for this video. Bye.